Welcome to the another session. The topic name is legal and ethical considerations in the marketing. We need to talk in the specific lecture module. So, navigating the ethical and legal landscape of a marketing, a comprehensive discussion for startups, non-profits, B2B and B2C level. Actually, in the ever-evolving realm of a marketing, where creativity meets a strategy, there exists a crucial intersection with the legal and ethical considerations. For startups, nonprofits, B2B, and B2C businesses alike, understanding and adhering to these principles not only ensures a compliance, but it also builds a trust and a credibility among consumers. Okay, let's delve into the essential facets of legal and ethical considerations in marketing, starting from the understanding the marketing ethics. Ethical issues in advertising and promotion, it's a vast and important level. Ethics in advertising and promotion that all the process are foundational to maintaining a consumer trust and protecting a brand reputation. So practices such as like deceptive advertising, false claims, or targeting vulnerable demographics, that process can lead to severe consequences, including like legal penalties and a damaged brand image. Second point, that's regularity compliance with the GDPR or CCPA. In today's digital age, regulatory frameworks like a GDPR, that's a General Data Protection Regulation, and CCPA, that's the California Consumer Privacy Act, it has set a stringent standards for data privacy and consumer rights. So compliance with these regulations is a non-negotiable for businesses that's handling a personal data regardless of their size or industry. So what are the case studies we need to talk according to the ethical dilemmas in marketing? So examining a real-world ethical dilemmas, it helps the businesses understand the implications of their marketing decisions. Cases involving issues like truthfulness in advertising, environmental claims, or cultural sensitivity that highlights the importance of ethical considerations in shaping the consumer perceptions. Second level, that's intellectual property and brand protection. According to the trademarks, copyrights, and patents, so intellectual property rights that safeguard the creations and innovations that define a brand, and the trademarks it protect the logos and the brand names. Copyrights cover a creativity works and patents safeguard inventions, we have to say now. So understanding these distinctions is very essential for protecting intellectual assets. Understand? So what about the strategies for protecting intellectual property? Implementing practice strategies such as like registering trademarks and copyrights early in the business life cycle. That process helps to prevent infringement and unauthorized use. So monitoring for IP violations and enforcing rights through legal means, these all the processes are very critical components of the production level. The final point, that's handling intellectual property disputes. Resolving disputes over intellectual property, it requires a nuanced approach that's involving legal counsel to navigate negotiations or litigation effectively. And swift action is often necessary to mitigate financial losses and to safeguard the brand integrity. The third point, that's the data privacy and the security we have to talk now. So what are the importance of data protection and marketing? Data privacy is a fundamental right that increasingly emphasized by global regulations. Like a collecting, storing, and processing consumer data. That process it must align with the transparent policies that prioritize user consent and security. Some of the best practices for data privacy compliance we need to talk. It's adopting a best practices such as like anonymizing data, conducting regular security audits, and implementing robust encryption methods that ensures the compliance with the data protection laws. So educating employees and stakeholders about our privacy responsibilities further strengthens organizational integrity. So the third point, that's responding to the data breaches and incidents. In the event of a data breach, swift and transparent communication with affected parties is very crucial. So establishing incident response protocols before and minimizes the impact on consumers and mitigates the legal liabilities. In a conclusion, we have to say integrating legal and ethical considerations into marketing strategies is not just a regulatory necessity, but a cornerstone of a sustainable business growth. By prioritizing a transparency, consumer rights, and intellectual property protection, startups, nonprofits, B2B, and B2C businesses can cultivate a trust, mitigate a risk, and thrive in competitive markets. Embracing these principles that fosters a culture of responsibility and sets a solid foundation for a long-term success in the dynamic world of marketing. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed another session of the topic of legal and ethical considerations in the marketing. Thank you once again, and thank you all my dear students.